What's going on, OTR fans? We're back, bringing you another podcast, kicking off season 2, episode 1. We've been gone for a little bit, but in this podcast, we get into that a little bit, what we've been doing, where we've been at, some of the events that have been going on in our lives. We get into some of the video games we've been playing here recently. We get into a very good Go Deep segment. Stay tuned for what that question is and our answers.
Like Tucker said, sorry we've been gone. We're back now. You'd think that ring rust was a thing, but I think in this episode we did a killer job. So if you don't care, go down in the comments, leave a comment after you've watched the video. Please like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know whenever we post our next video. And sorry we've been gone, boys, but we're back. Do you have a Zen in?
I do have a Zen in.
Okay, I'm probably going to put one in too.
We got the 6 milli.
Yeah.
6 milli vanilla.
Do you need one?
No, I got 3s. I'm gonna stick with the 3s. I haven't noticed a difference with the 3s.
Really?
Nope.
It's probably because you haven't done a 6 in a while, do you think? And regardless, you're still putting a Zen in your mouth?
Yeah, I think what it is when I say that, I haven't noticed a difference in, like, I figured I would get maybe slight withdrawals or something from switching to 3s because it's literally half the amount of nicotine I'm taking in a day.
Yeah.
But I haven't. But when I put a 6 in, yes.
You feel it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
When we were here the other night, watching the games and playing Guitar Hero and stuff, I put a 6 in while we were sitting here, and I noticed a definite head change.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Was it nice though?
Because I had been drinking, yes.
Okay.
But I think if I would have done that normally, I probably would have got a headache.
Really? A headache?
Yeah. I put one in 2 weeks ago. Because I had that can of 6 floating around. I put one in 2 weeks ago, put it in, and it was just kind of spit it out in 30 minutes because I was like, damn, that hurt my head.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And that's probably, I commend you for doing that. Sam's doing the same thing.
Really?
He wants to wean off nicotine eventually.
Yeah.
So he's doing 3s, and that's not a bad idea. I probably should hop on that train too, honestly.
Yeah. I don't feel nearly as guilty of doing the 3s than I do the 6s.
Yeah, I get that though. I feel that.
Yeah.
Do you think that 3s should be cheaper than 6s?
Yes.
I agree.
Yes, they should be cheaper.
I agree.
Because you're getting the same you're getting the same number of pouches.
Yeah.
But literally half the milligram.
Yeah. I guess it's just the cost of how much a pouch is, but it's also you're getting more nicotine salt on the inside. Or is it the dilution? Same amount of nicotine salt, just more droppage of milligrams in it or something, you know what I mean?
No, because I think the nicotine salt itself is the carrier of the nicotine, right?
So how much is in it?
So it's you're getting less of the product.
You're getting 3 milligrams of nicotine salt.
Yes.
In the back, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think, granted, maybe the cost isn't exactly half, but you could at least charge instead of 100% for the 6s, charge 75%.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they should definitely be cheaper. That's kind of, I thought the same thing. I went and bought, and the prices for them have gone up.
Yeah.
It's they're stopped running deals or something.
Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah, I definitely think the 3 should be cheaper.
I think so too.
Because then I'm just
sense.
might as well buy 6.
Yeah, I know. It's like you bang for your buck here. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Really. But yeah, dude. I think the podcast is gonna go fine.
I think so too.
I kind of had some reservations because we've been gone for so long.
Yeah.
But no, we're gonna be good here.
Yeah.
But I guess we can give a little bit of a backdrop to where we've been because life's been crazy the past 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess let's go ahead and break is it the 4th wall? 3rd wall?
Well, the podcast is the 4th wall always broken?
Oh, here we go.
Or are we if we're staging it, then there is a 4th wall to be broken.
Or is it more like a window? You open it and close it as you please.
It should be a window.
That's a deep one.
You know what I mean?
But no, just to break that down. About 6 months ago, the reason I'm now in this apartment and in a different, totally different part of my life. About 6 months ago, me and my fiance broke up. We split up, and that is, for anybody, that would be a major life adjustment, switch up. Like, it wasn't just like a girlfriend boyfriend breakup thing. You guys were fiance, so it's a lot of weight. But I'm not gonna go into like details or anything like that. Like, that's just between me and her. And my close friends know. That's really close friends and family. That's really all I care for people to know. Yeah. But that's kind of like one of the main reasons like we haven't been doing the podcast.
Yeah.
That on top of like other things in life has just been going on, like just a lot of things that I've moved twice since then.
Yeah.
And, like, haven't really felt at home, settled in for a while, except for the past like month or so. So, I mean, heck, the season 2 trailer or teaser, whatever, we were in here building this furniture.
Yeah, like 2 or 3 months ago. Now.
Yeah. So like getting back in routine and everything, but that's kind of the main driving like the factor on my side was that happening. But now we're back. Now we're getting back in the swing of things. Yeah. Routine's back. Feeling good again. Getting everything back in order. So, yeah, me and Bailey we haven't really been doing much, but we kick it all the time now.
Yeah, chilling, playing Guitar Hero.
Yeah, I mean, our apartments are like 4 doors down from each other.
Yeah, with that being said, and then we felt guilty too. It's like, dude, why are we not banging out podcasts when we live? Know. We literally have the same address, just different apartment number.
Yes.
Apartment number.
I mean, yeah, it's same building, same floor, everything. Like, I literally, we would have to meet each other if we wanted to walk out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, seriously though, the stairs are in between our doors.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely felt guilty about that, but
for sure.
I mean, when I lived across town, we filmed way more.
Yeah, I know.
Way more often, too,
yeah.
like every week.
I know, and dude, imagine if we had started the podcast when we first had the inkling of an idea. Whenever you're at Fastenal and living over here, of where we could be now.
That is true.
You know what I mean? Not that. I mean, that's throwing a what if out there, but it's like, man.
Well, that's what Chris Williamson said on his last podcast. He was saying that 99% or 95% of podcasts don't make it past episode
21 or something like that.
Well, the first one was like episode like 12 or something.
Oh yeah.
Or let's just say episode 10.
Yeah.
They don't make it past episode 10, and then the other 4% don't make it past episode 21.
Yeah.
And we were close.
We were close.
We're climbing back up in there.
Yeah, we are.
If we make it past 21, we're now in the 1%. Of podcasts.
Hey, and I want to be there.
Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna be back.
Mm-hmm. We need to get some guests on here too.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at all of our guest episodes, like Dominic's over 100, JD's over 100. Dominic's over 200.
Yeah. JD's
at like 175. Kristen's like 5 views off from hitting 100. Like, we know that you guys like guests, so we already have several people in the lineup that we've talked to too.
Mm-hmm.
So we just need to get back in the groove of things before we
need to get on here and like lay some groundwork again.
Yeah.
And like get the podcast moving like we have been.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the guests are gonna come.
Yeah.
For sure. We got some cool people.
Yeah.
Interesting people to talk to. People that are like, I feel like us, that are in their own lane, like going for it.
Exactly, and that's who we want to have on here.
Yeah, like that's so dope. Like people that we grew up with, same upbringing as us, same high school.
Yeah. Or
close to high schools.
Yeah.
All doing their thing.
Yeah.
Not the traditional 9-to-5 route.
Yeah.
No, there's not anything wrong with that, but like they have a dream and they're chasing it, and it's so dope.
Exactly.
Especially coming from a small town like Kingsport, like,
Yeah.
It's very easy for a place like this to get you down to be like, look, just be normal, live a normal life, do this, do that. And it's like, that's fine. But some people just have something else in them that they want to chase that dream, and it's dope that we have friends that do that.
Yeah. I agree. And when we were at the reserve that night, Tucker low key kind of landed us a little hometown hero. as a guest.
That's my dude. I haven't talked to him about it since, but since then he had followed us on Instagram.
Yeah.
So he's definitely gonna see this. I hope he checks it out.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah,
you know who I'm talking
we
about.
want to keep it on the DL.
Yeah, we'll just keep it on DL until it comes to fruition, because I don't want people to come back and look at this and be like,
they never got
the ball.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's not Mac McClung.
He's not a hometown hero. He's not from Kingsport.
He's not from Kingsport,
Well,
but he's close enough.
I think he might have grew up in Kingsport
And I
for a
think
little
his
bit.
parents live in Fair Acres.
Oh, I'm sure they do now.
Yeah.
No, I mean, shout out Mac McClung.
Yeah, for real though. Love to have
he's
you
a
on the
G.
pod.
Yeah, he's a G, but he's a Gate City boy, so he
Mm-hmm.
reps Virginia side, Gate City.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that would be a dope podcast, man. He's a great dude. That whole family's great.
Mm-hmm.
All three of those guys, great. The brothers.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't even know he had brothers.
Really?
I swear.
We played football with him.
I couldn't tell you.
Wow, I can't.
couldn't. No.
Well, I guess you did play on the Packers. They all played on the Cowboys with me.
Oh, well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, we're good close friends.
At that age, it's like, who's who? I know Tucker plays for the Cowboys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there's so many stars that played on that Pee Wee League. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you had Tyler Hayworth that went to Wake Forest. You had
Wake
Vaughn
Forest.
Swafford, UT.
Von Swafford played for the Packers.
Yeah.
Varsity,
He
yeah.
played for the Packers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some of the other kids that came up there. A lot of good high school athletes too.
Yeah.
You know, like dominant high school athletes.
Yeah.
All played there.
And dude, Jalen Burgess was our running back, and he's raw at skateboarding.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, he's gnarly at skateboarding.
He was good at football.
He was great at football.
I think he just had a passion with skateboarding.
He did.
Because he was always on the board.
He was sponsored at a
Yeah.
young age.
I remember him and DJ Jones would skate
Yeah.
over here when the skate park was over there.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember DJ saying that a few times, because like I would hang out with Hunter, and Hunter would go down there,
Yeah.
and we'd all go down there, ride our bikes down there, and DJ was talking about how Jalen was sponsored. Jalen would show up and just like hit tricks, and you're like, holy.
Yeah, dude, he was like the prodigy of this area. Then we got there's some pretty exciting skaters we have in this area now. Like Solomon Fitzpatrick, he's on the come up, and he's pretty gnarly.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty gnarly. But yeah, to have, like at like 12 years old, to have like a shoe deal with a skate company is crazy. Not that he had his own signature shoe, but he was getting like free shoes.
Yeah.
Sponsored skateboarder from S. The brand was called S. Like it's literally ES, and then the E had a little check above it.
Oh,
You've probably seen it before.
I have seen it. That is cool, dude.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's the same thing to go with like. I know quite a few people that don't live here anymore, but at least like we're from here.
Yeah.
That got big into like fitness or something and promoted their Instagram.
Yeah.
And free supplements from companies that wanted them to be sponsored. Yeah, all the time. That's pretty easy to do. I mean, not to say it's easy, but you know what I mean. Like supplement companies, gear companies that will sell you like shorts and clothing companies. They'll reach out to you all the time. Like Gymshark that's how they came up.
Yeah.
They just
I get
went to sponsor game.
Yeah. That's the way to do it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, you just we'll send you a couple free T-shirts. Just wear them in your videos this much, or your posts.
Yeah.
And you're reaching like you send one guy a couple T-shirts and some shorts, and he's wearing it, and somebody's like, "What is that T-shirt?"
Yeah.
You're now talking to like 50,000 people.
Yeah, you may
just
not
because
pay
of
them up
one,
front.
Yeah, one free T-shirt. And now you're talking.
Yeah.
50,000 people.
Just give them an affiliate link, so we'll send you this for free. You wear it, but every sale you make using your code, you get 10% of what we made off of it.
Yep.
That's how. I mean, that is legit how a lot of the gamers ran.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
We need a sponsor.
I know. We need a sponsor, and we need to come up with a clothing company.
Yeah. Yeah. So since our last podcast, there has been a lot of stuff going down.
Yeah. A lot of changes in mine and your life as well, aside from everything. Tucker's yadded up now.
Yeah. I was pointing over here, like, referencing the old skate park, and I was thinking about it in my head. I was like, I'm just flashing that thing right now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I gotta... It's a work in progress. Probably, when we film a podcast next week.
When?
The next one you see, not the next one we film, but the one after that, the rest of it will be done. So like this is just the first half of it. I got it done down in Now or Never downtown.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Megan Ortiz. She's dope. She killed this. And she's gonna be doing the rest of it. I'm probably gonna go back when I get the rest of it. I'm gonna go back to her.
Yeah.
Just because
I get that. I mean,
fairly priced, and she absolutely killed it.
Yeah. Dude, I think it looks amazing.
Yeah. It doesn't look anything like what I originally thought.
Yeah.
You know, but I even told her that I was like, I'm gonna give you all the ideas.
Yeah.
And like things that I want, but I'm not very artistic.
Yeah. So you put your little.
Yeah,
spin
you
on
put
things.
your touch on it because
Yeah.
like I've seen your tattoos. Like,
yeah.
I trust you.
Yeah,
And then when she showed me the original drawing, I was like, holy.
Yeah.
I was like, that's it.
Yeah.
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 So I'm excited. In a couple weeks, I'll get the rest of this done. Start the healing process all over again. That's the only bad thing about tattoos, dude.
The healing process.
Dude, that sucks.
It sucks so bad.
It sucks, especially with something like this, where it's like all shading and like it takes a long time. Like it just peels off and it scabs super bad.
Yeah.
Like I had 3 hours of shading done on that second session, and it took 2 weeks for everything, all the scabs to go away and the skin to heal and stuff.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And I'm not looking forward to redoing all that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And especially when you get to the inside of your elbow and your elbow.
Oh,
that little connection period.
Yeah, right here is not gonna be fun.
A little buffer zone.
Yeah.
It's kind of.
Dude, that was the worst part. She called it the ditch.
The ditch.
Dude, I had to like have her stop so I could just take a breath.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed like, I don't know if anybody else that's listening has tattoos. I'm sure like 90% of the population does. But
you think it's that high of a percentage that has tattoos?
Dude, I've been looking around. Everybody has tattoos.
Yeah, you think so?
Especially our age.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That is the majority. If you have a tattoo, you're in the majority.
I would agree.
I don't know very many people that don't have some sort of tattoo. Even if it's just like a tiny, like even my little sister Bella, she has a tiny cross on her wrist.
Yeah.
It's still a tattoo.
I get that. I mean, my dad does, Hannah does, JD does. Like a lot of my family does. 5 out of the 8 people that I work with, including myself, have tattoos, which is the majority.
But yeah, it's I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get some more yet. This one's gonna take forever, dude.
Yeah.
She said that it doesn't hurt as bad on this side, so she could probably get all this done in one session. And I'm hoping so because I don't want to have to wait and get another session done.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because that would have taken from, when was this? This was March, the end of March. Where it'll be the end of May when I get this one done. So that's like what, like 3 months, 2 months if I have to get another session. 3 months of straight healing.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Worth it. Long time.
But yeah, long time.
How much time are you gonna take off till you run it up here?
I don't know.
You know?
Yeah, I don't know. I was doing some research today on it, and I figured out the figures that I want on it, other than Jesus. And I've figured out a whole bunch of like Bible verses to incorporate into it too.
Yeah.
I got that part figured out. So I guess, I have it all ready to go. I just need some more like pictures and like do more of the Pinterest board stuff.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Pinterest is a great place for that, honestly.
Oh, dude.
It really
if it wasn't for a Pinterest board, I would have had no idea what to do. I'd have been pulling images off of Google.
Yeah, I
But
feel you.
as soon as I got on Pinterest, I was like, oh, that's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Pinterest is great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah. I agree.
We touched on it a minute ago, but we have been running it up in some Guitar Hero.
Dude, no joke.
Yeah.
No joke.
Dude, when we were younger, we played Guitar Hero was like such a staple in our lives.
Yeah, dude. It really is. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I vividly remember, like, one night we'd stay at your house, and then the next night our parents would let me come over, or your parents would let you come over, and we'd stay at my house. But on the way from your house, after you packed up all your things, strap the guitar to your back, and we were riding down the street on bikes with a Guitar Hero guitar in our bag.
Dude, you better believe it.
But yeah, it's been so nostalgic and like, I don't know. bringing back childhood vibes.
It is.
You know, like it's super fun to just sit here and just like knock a few beers back or something and play Guitar Hero.
It is, dude. And it's like in the time with the technology we have now, it's like, oh my gosh, I forgot how good this song was. I can't tell you how many songs I've added to my Spotify playlist that we've played on Guitar Hero.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is great.
Yeah, songs that you know, like you knew of and loved then, but just really haven't listened to since then.
Exactly.
It is a lot of like classic rock songs.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I don't listen to a lot of classic rock. I mean, I listen to pretty hardcore rock, but it's like modern. It's very modern.
Yeah.
And obviously heavy metal. And there's some of that in there, but like old songs like War Pigs and Sweet Child of Mine. One by Metallica, Freebird.
Yeah, Freebird is so fun to play.
And then songs that I'd never even like paid attention to, like John the Fisherman.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that song.
Yeah.
I remember me and you playing it, and your wife Hannah was sitting here going, this song sounds so weird. But as I was playing it in my head, I was like, this is so good.
Yeah.
It does sound weird, but it's so good.
Yeah, that is a very strange sounding song, but I for sure feel the appeal to that song with the way.
Yeah, dude, that I don't know. I've had so much fun playing through those games again. We beat 1, 2, and 3. We started Rock the 80s.
Yep.
We still got a whole list. You went crazy and bought every single one of them.
Every single freaking one of them. I own them all.
Yeah,
I own them all. The only one I don't have is the stupid little one they made for the
Guitar Hero Live.
I don't have that one either. But the one they made one for the DS. There's a little attachment that you clip in the DS.
What?
And it's only 4 buttons instead of 5. But you clip it, you strum with the stylus, and then you play the buttons on the DS. And
no.
Yeah, I know. I'm like that. I'm not messing with that. I don't want to play that. Have no desire to.
No, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, and then Guitar Hero Live is the one where they change the controller. There's 6 buttons instead of 5, but it's like 3 on the bottom, 3 on the top versus like 5 in a line.
Mm-hmm.
And then you gotta like play like a 2 top 2. It's insane. It really is.
I don't know if I could do that.
I don't think I could either. I've played it once, but.
And like the Guitar Hero Live came out pretty far after Guitar Hero. It's kind of like almost like a last-ditch effort to save the franchise.
It came out 2016. Our senior year is when it came out.
Yeah, that's late.
Yeah, very
We were
late.
playing that in like elementary school.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it kind of was like a let's save the franchise.
Yeah, but they ruined the franchise.
Yes.
Because they have not made one since then.
But yeah, I mean, like a long time. What was that? Like two-ish years ago, you hooked me up with the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And like a couple of games. And then this was like 2 or 3 months ago. 2 months ago, I guess.
I was at R&D.
You were over at that retro game store, and you sent me that, and I was like, I was actually in, I don't know, I wasn't in Maryland, was I?
You were definitely away.
Yeah, no, I was in Texas. I was in Texas. Yeah. I was in Texas, and you sent me that, and you're like, dude, the guitar is $35. All these games are like either anywhere from like $5 to $15, and I was like, give me this, and this.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll Venmo you right now.
Yeah.
$60.
Yeah.
For a fantastic time.
Exactly, dude. I mean, we've literally beat all the games and it's 3 whole games.
1, 2, and 3.
That we've played 120 something songs. You know what I mean? That's insane.
Not including all the times where we sit here and just replay songs over and over.
Yeah.
Like that's what we did Saturday night.
Yeah, exactly.
We were over here watching. We watched the end of the Preds game, the beginning of that Dallas game, and then we're just like, yeah, let's play some Guitar Hero or something. Then we played through Guitar Hero. We did after we got done with Guitar Hero. We got on like tangents of like talking and stuff.
We did.
And then we got onto the Kendrick Drake beef.
Yeah.
And started listening to some of those songs, like really listening to them, pulled up the lyric videos.
Yeah, reading the lyrics while listening to it's a whole different perspective.
Whole different game.
Oh my gosh.
When you're reading the lyrics, you pick up on so much more that he's saying.
Yeah.
Both sides too.
Yeah.
But I think it was kind of funny that we were in a vibe that night to where we listened to a Kendrick song and we're just like, oh my god. And then we turn on a Drake song and we're like, mid.
Yeah.
Then we turn on a Kendrick song like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then we turn on a Drake song and we're like, mid.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and then we got on to like other rap beefs. Like we went back and watched No
No
Vaseline
Vaseline,
by Ice Cube.
Yeah.
Dude, I have not stopped listening to that song since.
Really?
Yeah, we went and played golf. Me, Hunter, and Ansel went and played golf on a Sunday. That next morning, and was that next morning? No, we did that Friday night, not Saturday.
Mhm.
Sunday morning, we went and played golf, and Hunter was talking about that rap beef between Kendrick and Drake or whatever, and I even told him, I was like, bro, those songs are fire, but you gotta listen to No Vaseline by Ice Cube.
Yeah.
And he was like, that sounds like, and I was like, it's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it sounds like. I was like, that's when Ice Cube left NWA and shit on all of them.
Yeah.
Sorry for cussing.
Yeah. Dude. But what you pulled up, like if you don't know what we're talking about, the best way to view this is go watch the clip from Straight Outta Compton, the movie, and watch the No Vaseline scene. It is so sick.
That just sounds terrible to like mention for people to look up. Yeah. You need to go watch the No Vaseline scene.
Yeah.
That sounds like go watch Two Girls, One Cup.
Yeah, the blender scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not like that.
No, it's a diss track where Ice Cube basically just sets himself apart from everybody else.
For sure.
Especially with NWA and like all the, I guess how they kind of like lost themselves.
Yeah.
After getting famous.
Yeah. And then they signed to that dude, that white guy. Mm-hmm. They signed to him, and that Ice Cube was pretty much, you're getting screwed.
Yeah. By
this guy, and he wasn't with that, and I think that was a big reason why he left, because Eazy-E kind of made the deal happen
without him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they did. They got screwed.
Yeah.
They got screwed with No Vaseline.
They did.
There's your song.
Yeah, exactly.
He uses a little bit more colorful language, but
yeah, he does. He definitely does.
It's a great diss track. But honestly, dude, if you had to choose one or the other, whose side are you on? Drake or Kendrick?
No, dude. I mean, I don't know. Since with what you said about Drake earlier, but like, okay, some of these might be good. I don't know where you stand, but I'm definitely very biased. But dude, I think Kendrick is killing him.
I get that. I do. I had given Drake songs a chance, and that, like I said, the other Friday night we listened to it. Didn't hit at all.
Yeah.
Kendrick songs were hitting right down to your soul.
Yeah.
Then I listened to both Drake songs, Push Ups and Family Matters on the way home from work today.
Yeah.
And they hit a little bit.
Yeah.
They did hit a little bit. But I'm on Kendrick's side.
Yeah.
I'm on Kendrick's side 100% because the one line that stands out to me the most whenever you're talking about all the diss tracks is when Kendrick says, you make music that pacifies them, I make music that electrifies them.
Yeah.
When he said that, it clicked, and I was like, yeah, that is so true.
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening to those Drake songs on the way home, I was like, yeah, these are bars. He's shooting shots.
Yeah.
But then he would just kill it with some of the things that he would say after that. He was just like, yeah, this music sounds pacifying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a great beat, it's hard, but it sounds like all your other beats.
Yeah.
You know, all these lines are hard, but then you say, left hand, right hand, left knee, whatever. It's like, shake that ass now, shake that ass for me, shake that ass for free. And I was just like, no, like, Kendrick never said anything like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just think, I don't know. Kendrick just has a way of just, he doesn't, I don't even know how to explain it. Maybe it's just his use of metaphors to get his point across. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like Drake's very cut and dry, and it's not very deep.
Deep, yeah.
But like Kendrick's, you gotta think about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you think about it, you're like, like, he doesn't miss.
Yeah, I know. And then he even has that one bar. He's like, I just don't even like you. It doesn't even have to be that deep, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yes,
but he gets that everything else he's saying is deep, so when he goes and says something like that.
I hate the way that you walk,
the way that you talk.
Yeah.
I hate the way that you dress. Dude, I love it. I can't get enough of that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Kendrick's goated.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the memes of everybody saying like the entire rap community is up in arms against each other, and then it's like, and then there's J. Cole, and it's always like just somebody doing monotonous tasks, whistling a tune, just having a good day.
Yeah, dude, I literally saw the one, and it's like two kids fighting on a playground, and it was like Kendrick, Drake, and they're fighting on a playground, and then it shows a kid in the back on a swing, and it says Cole. And I'm like, that's very accurate.
I know, and it kind of surprises me that J. Cole was on, which I guess I feel like what happened was, I don't think J. Cole realized what was about to happen.
And he wasn't even trying to make a diss either.
He wasn't dissing
at all.
He was giving props.
Exactly.
He just put himself in the props.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He was just saying, we're the big three.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want people to argue over who's the best because everybody has their own opinions.
Yeah.
But I know one thing is that we're all the top.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Regardless of who is this, who is that, but like we're all the top.
Yeah.
And then Kendrick's like,
no.
The big three.
Yeah.
And then Cole's just like,
yeah.
Get him.
Yeah.
Not me.
Yeah, I know.
It's him.
Yeah. Well, Kendrick, first of all, has over double the amount of Grammys that J. Cole and Drake have combined.
That is fair.
Drake has 5 Grammys. J. Cole has 2. Kendrick has 17. Kendrick has 17 Grammys. And he's like in the midst of his prime. Yeah. He's like mid-30s. Kanye has 24 Grammys, which is crazy.
Mm.
Kendrick will be there before his career's over. Mid-30s. Drake's like 37.
That's crazy. I didn't know he had that many.
17 Grammys. 17 Grammys.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know J. Cole's my favorite rapper, but like, I can't. That's like, that's like saying like, Shaquille O'Neal is your favorite basketball player, but Jordan has six rings.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like you can't argue that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Like LeBron's my favorite basketball player,
yeah.
And Jordan has 6 rings.
Yeah, and Jordan went 6 times, won every time he went.
100% win rate.
You know what I mean? 100% win rate. That's insane.
Yeah, I think the Bulls themselves have a 100% success rate. I think those are the only 6 times they have been to the finals.
Yeah, and won every time.
And they've never been back.
That's 100% true. That is the case. Yeah. Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy. But, and everyone says that, like, J. Cole was snubbed from the 2014 Forest Hills Drive Album of the Year. Kendrick's the one that won Album of the Year over that album.
With what, Good Kid, Mad City?
No, because that would be rightfully deserved with To Pimp a Butterfly. Yeah, I really do get the argument there, but I think it's everything that Kendrick was saying in that album more so than like the bangers from that album. Not that J. Cole's were just bangers, good to play in the club, but he had some very deep, very good, very meaningful songs on that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Kendrick's on the deep.
I think I think when it comes to that one, like Forest Hills Drive, don't get me wrong. I think the reason all those songs are like bangers, like you can play in the car bangers, is because they were so real and genuine.
Yeah.
So you just feel them.
Yeah.
And the beats were good too. I feel like that 2014 Forest Hills Drive was like J. Cole, like at his peak, if not right before his peak.
Yeah.
Producing wise.
Yeah.
Like production wise.
Yeah.
Because he produced all his own beats.
Yeah.
And then after that, kind of like outsourced it and lost it a little bit. That's why I think KOD kind of like. The beats were odd.
Yeah, they were. I still thought it was a great album.
I did too.
But it definitely
was like, you could tell he was trying to focus more on like the lyricism side than the actual like beats. But Kendrick's just artistically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those 2 albums is like, obviously Kendrick.
Yeah, it's poetry.
It is poetry.
All of it is.
But that album's so good, dude.
Yeah.
Cole's.
Yeah.
2014
it is.
Forest Hills Drive.
I agree.
Love Yours is like one of my favorite songs of all time.
Yeah.
Dude, and like the moment I had at Bonnaroo when he played that song, I was like, I cried.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding.
I get why, though. That's a great song.
Yeah. It was just like everything, dude.
Yeah.
It's like the way he portrayed that. Like, don't get me wrong, dude. I'm not saying Kendrick's like the only artist out there.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, they're all artists.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they do for a job. They're the best. They're professionals. But I understand where they're coming from with that. Kendrick is just goated.
Yeah, he is. And I'm like coming to the realization. I'm like, man, Kendrick really might be the best rapper of all time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I really don't have much shame in saying that either. Kanye to me is like amazing, and
Well, I think you can like make the distinction between your favorite and the GOAT.
For sure, yeah.
Because because I feel like the reason people have a problem with that is because they let their like identity and their ego get involved.
And that's what's wrong with some people.
Yes,
you know,
100%. I think that's what's wrong with a lot of stuff that goes on in our world today. Is like
100%.
There's just because he's your favorite doesn't mean everybody has to recognize him as your favorite.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the reason that you feel that way is because your ego or your person or your identity is tied with it.
Yeah.
So now you need validation.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not what it's about.
And it is impossible to have a conversation with those people.
Oh, absolutely.
To just look at it objectively. They're and oh my gosh, it frustrates me so bad because people can be so ignorant. You know what I mean? I hate that.
It frustrates me too. I just think it's a lack of maturity.
I agree.
Think about me and you having this same exact conversation in high school.
Yeah, I mean that answer.
You would have killed me if I didn't say Lil Wayne.
You're not wrong. Seriously. I really would.
I would have banged heads if it wasn't J. Cole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that though.
But it was just because we were like ego fueled, young, dumb kids.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like I gotta have everybody know that I'm right. You know?
And it's like what those songs meant to us at that time.
Yeah, and see, even now is just like J. Cole is still my favorite artist.
Yeah.
I can turn around. I will never skip a J. Cole song.
Yeah.
I don't know a song that I would skip that comes on that isn't like an interlude or like a you know what I mean? Not an actual song.
Yeah.
But I can still sit here and say like, yeah, I kind of agree with you. Like Kendrick might be the best rapper of all time.
For real. It's on another level. It really is.
It is on another level.
Yeah.
Like sitting down and listening to the way he like his wordplay, his rhyme scheme, his metaphors he was using, and I think that was 16 in LA.
Yeah. Yo, dude. Yeah, I know.
Euphoria too.
Euphoria to me, I'm like, this is an instant classic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And he in Euphoria even says he's like, he says like this right here is a classic, and then tells Drake that he ain't got one yet. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And he may not use the word classic, but it's something like that.
I think he does use the word classic. I think it is classic.
Is it classic?
I think so.
Dude, that song is amazing. I've listened to that song every day since that night we came over here. I heard Euphoria before that, but I'm like, oh my gosh. After watching the lyrics, I'm like, this is crazy. Yeah. Because I can remember those lyrics when I'm listening to it. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, he kills it right here. You know?
Hey, here it comes.
Yeah.
No, but the way it starts out too, it's just like, this is like very slow, and then it's like, yeah, dude. Whenever I heard that, he doesn't even use like drums or anything to bring the beat in. Mm-hmm. You can just feel the cadence from his rhythm when he's rapping, and you're like, okay, and then there's the drop, and you know when the drop's coming. Because like as soon as it happened, I remember the first time I listened to Euphoria, I was coming down. I guess is that Sullivan Street that goes
right here.
This is Sullivan Street, but when it hits Church Circle and you go literally straight through, and you go by like the comic book store down there and like Eli's dad's shop.
Yeah, that's still Sullivan Street.
That is still Sullivan?
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if it changes whenever you go across Center Street there.
I don't know if it does or not.
I don't know.
But I was sitting at that red light right before Church Circle, and I was listening to that song, and I was sitting there, and he like the beat kicks up a little bit after that like shoo part. Yeah. And I just heard him. I was like, and then it dropped, and I was like, oh my god. Yeah. I was like, this is it.
Yeah, dude.
Because like when it first come on, I was just like, is he just gonna? I was feeling it, but it wasn't like a hype thing. But then he brought the energy to it, and you're like, holy dude.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing. It's amazing, and I've seen these memes where it's like people acting, and it's like, so like you're Drake, and then like one of his boys is like, yo, dude, you just got dissed on a song. He's like, and then Drake's like, what? He's like, hop in the car now. We gotta go make a song. He's like, wait, Kendrick's dissing me? What did? Yeah. And then You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's so funny.
He's like, what? Who?
Yeah,
Kendrick?
yeah, exactly. But it's like that's how it is.
Compton?
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard this though. Did you know that one of Drake's bodyguards got shot?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I was literally
Recently?
I think it was either today or yesterday at his mansion in Toronto. Because you know, Kendrick.
What? What?
Kendrick kind of doxed him.
Well, the cover to his most recent one, the one after 616 in LA.
Mm-hmm.
The one I can't even remember the name of it.
I can't remember.
Not Like Us.
Yes.
Is what it's called. It's literally the Google image
Yeah.
picture of his mansion.
Mm-hmm.
And then like people have been going into Google and like putting like locations inside Drake's house, and it's like Kendrick's dog, Kendrick's son, like putting like pigs inside of his home, which is crazy. But anyway.
But no, I think that's what it was. Like he even included the like road right below it.
Yeah.
The road's name.
Yeah.
So it kind of doxed him, and like apparently somebody showed up and shot Drake's bodyguard. Like lit him up, like had to like rush to the hospital, everything. I think he's okay.
That's a little. I mean,
it's a little much, but
that's like some 95 Biggie
beef.
Tupac stuff.
That's rap beef.
That's real beef.
We've seen that time and time again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's real rap beef.
Yeah.
As long as it was like, if that was like cruise on cruise, like gang on gang stuff, I guess it is what it is. I don't want that to happen to anybody.
No.
It's just rap.
Yeah.
But at the same, like if it was like some like crazy fan that was like, you know, idolizing one of the two of them, or idolizing Kendrick and went and did something like that, like that's a little much. Like that's radical.
Yeah.
But if it's like gang on gang stuff, it's just like I get it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like back in the day, like the East Coast West Coast stuff is like
that's real.
It was real.
Very real. Yeah.
Yeah, people don't play.
I don't know what set homie's reffing in Toronto though, like his bodyguard, unless he's out here on. Oh,
that scared me.
I know.
What is that?
If your little turn dial on here, like if I was holding my wrist like this and it was holding it, so it started calling 911.
Yeah. What? That's great. What if you were like in a situation you had to be quiet and you were holding that thing down, and all of a sudden it's just like whoop.
I know.
And you're trying to call 911.
Yeah, I know. I have no idea. It happens at the gym all the time when I'm doing push-ups though.
Really?
Dude, straight up, it happens all the time.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
Like, gosh dang it.
Yeah, I have to like wear my watch like way
up on your wrist.
Yeah.
See, literally, dude, I just started doing it again.
Did you call 911 again?
No, it counts down to 5. So I did not call 911. But that's so annoying.
Yeah, I mean, hell, I think we covered just about everything so far.
Yeah. Also, things that have changed since the last time we filmed. We hadn't played Helldivers yet.
Oh, dude.
Helldivers is a great game.
Fantastic game.
Yeah.
Such a breath of fresh air.
I agree. And it's a small studio. It's not some AAA game like shoving microtransactions down your throat.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it has microtransactions, but they're microtransactions.
Exactly. And the currency that you pay those microtransactions with, you can get in game.
Yeah, you can earn them.
Exactly.
By playing.
Yeah, you can't earn V-Bucks in Fortnite without at least buying them at one point to get a battle pass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't. Aside from paying for the game, you have everything you need to level up and to get everything in that game.
Yeah, for free.
Yeah, for free.
You can just pay a little bit of money to get ahead faster.
Exactly.
Well, and it's not even like and that's the cool thing. There's no PvP, so there's no play to win.
Yeah.
Or pay to win.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like you can't really get. It's frustrating. Like whenever I was low level.
Yeah.
It was frustrating, like having to play on higher difficulties and like get rocks because I don't have certain things.
Yeah.
But it wasn't anything that was like annoying or like I couldn't kill anybody else because I was just getting pooped on because everybody bought everything. Exactly. It was killing me. But that game's fantastic. I got so tired of, yo, are you getting a new Call of Duty? I was like, is it new?
No. I have not bought the last 2.
I know. It's like, it's not new.
Yeah.
Maybe the controls are slightly different. Maybe some of the gun customization is slightly different, but it's the same game.
Yeah.
Over and over and over. Every year, it's just another. It's like your yearly subscription to Call of Duty.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, and then I'm not hating on Madden or anything like that, but like Madden's kind of the same way.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I would only buy Madden every now and then.
Yeah.
That's why I have Madden 05 and 08.
Yeah.
Because those two were great.
Yeah.
Not to say the other ones weren't, but like those are the ones I played because I wasn't gonna buy 06, 07, 09, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Like
I will say where I do fall guilty of that is for the past like 4 years I have bought every new 2K.
Yeah, see, and I'm kind of the same way with those. Like they don't change much.
They don't. The rosters change, and you get new people added in. That's about it. But
I
really like
fair.
basketball, and I love 2K.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with like Madden too.
Mm-hmm.
But Call of Duty is a different story. Like I'm a hater on Call of Duty.
But 2K really is the same story. I just fall victim of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which I mean, you can download download rosters.
You can download rosters. Yeah.
It's just like you just get on there and people like the day after the draft will post like 2022, 2023 NBA draft.
Yeah. Player created.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, I guess, but I don't know. I would be able to put up with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Helldivers.
Amazing game, and we need to hop back on there. I haven't played it in a minute.
I know we've been playing Guitar Hero.
We've been. That's very true. And I've been playing this Need for Speed game. I don't know if you've tried it.
I haven't tried it yet, but I've been watching some videos on it and it looks fun.
It's a fun time, bro.
And I love the cutscenes too.
The cutscenes are sick.
Yeah.
With A$AP Rocky and I mean any of the other, it's such a fun game.
What's the song by A$AP Rocky that FLACKON don't play no about my place?
Yeah.
What is that song?
Is it the same song that's like, are you kidding me? You got to be shitting me?
No, I don't know. You know the song I'm talking
I know
about.
exactly what song you're talking about because I've been saying FLACKO in my head for the past couple of days.
Yeah, that song is like whenever you do like a takeover, it like pops up and he's the main character in the game or like kind of like he's not the main, you're the main character. Yeah. But he's like a main side character.
He is, which is really cool.
Yeah. And he does like that whole like it's the takeover and like does a little like skit, dude. Those cutscenes are so cool.
Yeah. He's like, light them up, burn up, turn up, burn out, let's go. And I'm like, this is sick.
Yeah. And you told me he did like all the soundtracks for that game.
He just like with Travis Scott did it with like NBA 2K19. A$AP Rocky did with Need for Speed Unbound. They hand select the songs on the soundtrack. Yeah. Whether they're all songs from him or not, he hand selected each song. Like the song Big Persona by Maxo Cream and Tyler the Creator's on there. And I'm like, this is sick.
Yeah. You get to listen to those songs as you're driving around?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dude, it's so... And you can change your radio. You can change the song if you don't want it. Because there's like some... There's some like Japanese music that's very, very, very fits the underground street racing vibe so well. But I'm like, I'm going to skip this one.
I want some rap.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I get that.
But it's like Tokyo Drift vibes. You know what I mean? It still fits a racing game.
Yeah, I need to get on there and play that game a little bit. For sure.
It's so fun. You'll love it.
Yeah, see, the thing is, like, I haven't had a racing game like that I've liked in a long time.
Me neither. That's why I'm like, dude, if you have this game for free, you gotta play it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I need for... I know
like, once you download it, like, it's yours for free forever, right?
Forever, yeah.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah. So, like, I know how much you enjoy racing games. We both played the crap out of Need for Speeds on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
So I'm like...
Dude, Most Wanted was... unmatched.
Yeah.
Still to this day is unmatched.
Yeah, and it is confirmed that they are remaking that game, which is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. And it'll be so good.
Do you think they're going to like just do a general like remake or are they going to do a whole new storyline with it?
I don't know because like what I was telling you from Need for Speed Unbound, you get you pick up the BMW 5 Series, like the main card from Most Wanted. Yeah. And the guy that caught you is like, hey, this guy just got out of jail. Yeah. Because he went to the jail at the end of Most Wanted. And he's like, will you pick up his car for him? So where they've released that teaser trailer for Most Wanted, it's like, is this trying to parlay into
He's getting out of jail.
Most Wanted. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because Mia was a cop, wasn't she?
The
Is that
chick,
her name?
I think, was it Mia? That sounds right.
Mia was also the name of Paul Walker's wife in Fast and Furious, so that might be where that came from. But I'm pretty sure her name was Mia.
Could be. She looked very similar.
It is Mia.
It is Mia.
I can hear it because like you had the cell phone, you pop up U.S. Cellular or whatever.
In the bottom right. Yeah.
And she probably was like, "Hey, it's Mia."
Yeah.
And she'd like say it, and it was Mia.
Yeah.
But yeah, she turned out to be a cop. She arrested him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. And I love that it has a story. You know what I mean? Like that was like one of the first ones. Free roam, cop chases, had a story with characters.
Yeah. Like
Need for Speed Underground, you like kind of met some people, but there wasn't really a story to follow along.
Not really. It was just like becoming the king of the underground.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no,
I really appreciate
you had free roam in Underground 2.
Yeah.
And that was fun, but there was no cop chases.
No. Yeah.
And then they like merged like Underground and like Hot Pursuit.
Yeah.
Left free roam and the cops together in Most Wanted. And it was like, dude.
Yeah.
That game was so much fun.
That's a great game.
Yeah.
That's a great game. And dude, it has me like, I play that game and I'm like putting customizations on cars. I'm like, man, whenever here in a couple years, whenever I get some money and whenever I have like a good daily driver like my truck, like a truck or something, I feel like I'm gonna just straight up tune out my Rabbit. Like turn it into a little street racer, dude. I swear. Put a turbo in it, like lower it, put some like side skirts and stuff on it. Like I'm like, man, it would just be so cool to have something to work on. That like late at night after it's been raining a little bit, let me go drift for a second. Yeah, like I really feel that way. I'm like, this would be fun.
Yeah, no, I get that. But see, like, I've always said that I will have like obviously I'll have my daily driver or whatever, and that will be a nice car. Yeah. Like my 4Runner right now, like it's gonna have wheels, tires on it. Yeah. I may throw a roof rack or like do some little things here and there, but it's not gonna be like a souped up thing.
Of course, and can still be a family car.
You know absolutely. Like I'm not lifting it or anything. Yeah. Like it's.
I don't think it really needs to be lifted though. If we're being honest.
If I do anything, it'll have a leveling kit.
Yeah.
But I don't even think it needs that, to be honest with you, because like I'm not getting giant mud tires on it.
Yeah. And then lose even more gas mileage.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll have stuff like I'll have that, or like hopefully after the 4Runner, interest rates will come down and I can get a truck. Yeah. But I will get a different car, like
a little sidecar.
Like a little sidecar, like something I can like.
Car?
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
Like a Mustang or something like that like I can drop some money into, tune up a little bit, and be like, this thing goes fast.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, dude. No, I feel that, and
like something fun, like you said, something fun to work on.
Exactly. You know exactly. What I mean? And it's like I can change the oil in a car, and in my Rabbit, I installed a cold air intake. Aside from that, I don't know how to work on cars, and that's something I want to learn.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like the things I have done, I learned how to do it by watching YouTube videos. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, you can save so much money.
Oh yeah.
Just watching YouTube videos. People don't realize how easy things are. Yeah. It's just kind of like a minor inconvenience, so people just capitalize off that.
Plus, having an apartment helps to have a garage. Yeah. Helps to have a house. You can whip it in the garage. Yeah. Jack it up. Like I'm not about to do anything out here at all.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, and then it also gets kind of sketchy whenever you gotta like, put them on, what you call them, ramps.
Or ramps,
You gotta put them on ramps or something like that. Like that gets a little sketchy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like your parking brake's on, but it's just like, homie, if that rolls a little bit, like you're dead.
You're done. You're done. There goes my neck and my sternum. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, that just terrifies me.
I know that would
like not enough to kill you, but enough to like crush you, and like every time you breathe out, it just gets tighter and tighter. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You can't push it, dude. Like you're trying to push it, and it's going right back up a ramp. Yeah. There's nothing. You're trapped. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even if you're fighting for your last breath, there's not much you can do there.
That's terrible.
I know, that's a horrible thought. That is so bad.
Oh god.
Speaking of this, another change that's happened since we filmed last, I got a motorcycle.
That is true. We didn't think about that.
I did get a motorcycle. So that scratches a little bit of the Need for Speed itch for me in real life. You know what I mean? So me and Hannah paid off every single bit of debt we ever had. Like, that we have zero debt, period, across anything you can have debt on. And I've been wanting a motorcycle that's street legal since, I was a little kid. I had a dirt bike when I was in high school, and I sold it once I moved to an apartment because I had nowhere to put it. So your boy bought a 2024 Suzuki GSX 8S, and I could not be happier.
Yeah.
Like I told you the other day, it was a quality of life purchase.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I can fill up my tank for $12. When I'm riding through the city, it gets 40 miles to the gallon. If I'm on the highway, it gets 68 miles to the gallon.
That's crazy.
It's like I've had it for, when did I buy it? Bought it in March. Bought March 17th. I've put gas in it 3 times, and we're on May 5th.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, it is insane. And two, that really helps your weekly costs.
Oh, for
or
sure.
Monthly cost of gas.
It genuinely does.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that thing's sick. It definitely made me want to get one, and I can't even ride a motorcycle.
Yeah, dude. I was like sitting here. I was like, you should get one. the way I feel, how confident I feel, all of this, and it's like the 0 to 60 on my motorcycle is 2.44 seconds. The 0 to 60 on a Subaru WRX STI is 4.2 seconds.
Yeah, it's quick.
Yeah, I'm smoking someone. Great. It's an 800, but I don't know. Motorcycles are all geared differently. It's very torquey and stuff. Even though it's an 800, but you take a Gixxer 600, which is a Suzuki, like the GSX R, even a 600, that thing would smoke my bike just because it's a race bike. It's crazy how these things work, but it's a quick bike. You know what I'm saying? If we talk about motorcycles, I could go all day on
I wish we could. I don't know anything.
Yeah, about I know. So I got a motorcycle, and I could not be more happy.
Yeah.
It's a motorcycle that I'm going to have forever, just because it's such a great bike.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is super nice. It's got the rev limiter on it.
Oh, dude.
That's the coolest part. He's like, when you were showing it to me, you were like, dude, check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It feels cool, dude. It feels so cool.
You did show me that at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night one night.
Yeah, I know.
It's dark in the apartment. It's I'm sure everybody's either chilling out, about to go to bed.
Yeah.
Or winding down for bed, and all you can hear outside is just ring.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that definitely didn't make the neighbors happy. But I've only done that once.
I have not heard your bike.
Yeah, unless I'm because it registers 12,000 RPMs, and from 10 to 12 is where you heard the is when it starts hitting that rev limiter. Aside from that, it's a really quiet bike. Unless I'm in 7,000 RPMs and above, it's a very quiet bike. And most new bikes are, unless you put a muffler or something on it.
Yeah.
Which I don't really want to do that, unless it increases the performance. But the way bikes are made now, I'm really not going to get much more performance, especially from a muffler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But anyway, that's besides the point. There's something I was about to say. Anyway.
You want to hop over into Go Deep?
Let's do it.
All right. So we haven't done this one in a while.
No.
I need to stock up on some more. We don't have a lot.
I know. I'm eager to see what this full is.
I know. I'm gonna kind of move them around. I was reading some of them before you got over here, and I was like, some of them I was like, I don't know. I did throw one away because I was like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But reading some of them, I was like, that could go on forever.
Yeah.
So this one. Okay, actually this one kind of fits because we touched on it a little bit earlier.
Okay.
What is the role of ego in our lives?
It's a loaded question. Do you want to tackle it first? Or?
That is a loaded question.
Wow, it's a little game of football.
Yeah. I would say that I think that it does play a role in our lives. I think where we get in trouble with ego is whenever we allow it to control or steer our decisions and emotions.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think there's a role for it because I feel like without some sort of ego, you'd kind of be a pushover. And people could walk all over you.
Yeah.
You know? You gotta have some sort of ego to where, like, you know who you are, what you stand for, and you also at the same time can't allow it to rule you and, like, you know, make you think you're bigger than what you actually are.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
And this whole, like, tattoo, it has Marcus Aurelius on it. It has the 4 cardinal virtues of Stoicism. It's gonna have Epictetus on it. Both of them are, you know, huge figures in Stoicism. And it's gonna have some, like, sayings that they created, like, you know, the obstacle is the way, ego is the enemy, and one of my favorite ones is memento mori, which means you too shall die, which is kind of like where I was going with that, is like, you can allow yourself to have an ego. It's not necessarily a negative thing, but always remember, like, no matter how great you think you are or what you think of yourself, like, you too are gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, however, you know, immortal you feel because of how great of a person you think you are, or how much of a badass you think you are, like, you too are gonna die.
Yeah.
So it kind of brings you back down to earth. Like, remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I really like that. And we honestly kind of touched on ego in Dominic's episode too. I don't know if you remember that conversation or not, but we
slightly
touched it a little bit. And I'm still honestly trying to figure it out, because I hear things like ego is the enemy. Mm-hmm. And I've heard things like the acronym for ego is edging God out.
Yeah.
Or your ego is not your amigo. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I think it definitely can be used as a tool, but living in that can definitely lead you to a path of destruction. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think it's good to recognize your ego. You know what I mean? Like when it's like, and I think ego can work in many ways. Like whenever you do feel mightier than someone because you've accomplished something in an area that this person has, but you're both working in that. And then you could maybe look at that person as lesser because they're not to the level you are, even though they are trying and working hard, but you're like, you're not here yet. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like that's like kind of what encompasses ego, but also your ego, I feel like, is that same thing that chirps up whenever it's like, you're not good enough here. You should be anxious about this situation mm-hmm. because it hasn't happened yet, and there's a lot of pressure on here. But I feel like it's good to be like, hey, what's up, ego? I know you're talking to me right now, but thanks for checking in. I'm gonna handle this. I trust in God. I trust in the hard work I've put in here. I believe that I belong here for a reason. I trust that where I'm at is where I'm supposed to be. So I think like your ego can appear in multiple facets, but it can be hard to, and that's why I like the acronym of edging God out, because I do think sometimes it's hard to decipher what is the correct way of thinking and what is your ego, and you're like, where do I what's, you know what I mean, who's talking to me right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those that do work on battling ego, it can be easy to decipher those, but then sometimes you gotta sit down and freaking talk to somebody. Sometimes you gotta write it out. Sometimes you gotta read to figure out what you're even hearing here.
Yeah, well, I think an important thing you just mentioned, the reason, I feel like what you just mentioned is exactly what you need to do when you're worried about, am I like allowing my ego to control my thoughts here, or am I like being rational about this? Mm-hmm. Is pausing to reflect. Yeah. Try to gain knowledge. Yeah. Try to gather information. Yeah. Like, you and me both share faith. Like, to me, if I am struggling, or like I'm kind of like at a crossroads.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, I don't know if what I'm thinking is my ego and my emotions coming up.
Yeah.
And blurring my vision, or if I'm just doing what I know is correct. It's like, it's hard. Is like, I know this is right. Well, why do you know it's right?
Yeah.
Always kind of maintain that sort of that questioning.
Yeah, 100%.
But pausing to reflect and like reaching out to your sources that you have. Like, when I first got introduced to like Stoicism, I would reach to stuff like Meditations. Mm-hmm. And like other books like that, like Ryan Holiday's books, like The Obstacle is the Way and Ego is the Enemy.
Yeah.
Like, he's a great modern Stoic.
Yeah.
I would reach out to stuff like that because it has a lot of knowledge in it, and eventually you find something you can relate to your own problem you're dealing with right there.
Yeah. And
help you decide.
Mm-hmm.
And later, finding faith, like praying on it, like having moments of reflection, being still and silent, and letting God talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Quit letting your brain work, and because your brain's just gonna tie itself in a knot, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like take a moment, pause, reflect, take your emotions out of it, pray, meditate on it. Doing that, if I did all those things and made a decision, I can live with myself and with the outcomes, even if it was the wrong decision to make.
Yeah.
Because at least I tried to do the right thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I feel like the more you do that, the better at it you get, and the less bad decisions you make.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think it's crazy for me to like be so, because like I claim, and it's hard for people to. It's a debate that I've seen time and time again. Is like, can you be a Stoic and a Christian? Because they're both kind of ideals.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think you can. I think you can be whatever you want to be, as long as you practice it correctly.
Yeah.
And keep certain values in mind.
Yeah.
Like, to me, Stoicism has helped me through a lot of like my emotions and my anger and my ego that I had.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, like, I don't think it's completely right to be emotionless and to completely edge out your ego and to edge out your emotions. Like, there's a reason you feel those things.
Exactly. Of course, I completely agree with that.
Yeah. So, and then I think that's where my faith comes in.
Yeah.
It's like my faith teaches me.
Yeah.
It teaches me how to not suppress those emotions, not to get rid of those emotions, and to cause or say they're the enemy.
Yeah.
But to deal with them properly and to use them correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of like why I go back and forth. I'm like, well, I don't go back and forth. I think that's why I believe you can be Stoic and Christian.
Yeah.
I think ego has its place. I don't think it's necessarily an evil. I just think it is something that you got to constantly check in on.
Yeah.
Because it can very quickly become an evil thing in your life.
Yeah, no, I mean, and I relate to that 100%. Like, whenever I really started strongly, I mean, I was raised in a church and went to Sunday school, and that's where I got the foundation for my relationship with God. But whenever I really honed in and got that solid connection is whenever, like, my senior year of high school and then my 1 year I had of college, I started taking philosophy classes. Like, my senior year, I was smoking a lot of weed, taking philosophy at DV, blah, blah, blah. But then I fell in love with that way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
My 1 year at Northeast, I took 3 philosophy classes, 3 different ones. And then that allowed me to broaden my way of thinking, which not lured me, I don't want to say that, but drew me, led me to Christianity and back to I don't want to say reintroduction, because I never was not introduced. I don't know, you know what I mean? Maybe just reintroduction's not the word.
I think it brought you back.
It brought me back.
Yeah.
It brought me back. But then it's like the further study of philosophy, it's like a lot of philosophers got to the point to where they were asking those questions to build up to a level of understanding. Then once they got to the point of like God, they start asking way too many questions after that.
Yeah.
And that's where I stopped asking the questions.
Yeah.
It's like one thing that we were talking about the other night, and I was like, you start looking too far into the abyss starts looking back into you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and then literally one of my favorite Bible verses ever, arguably my favorite one, is the man that wanders out of the way of understanding belongs in the congregation of the dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I've found myself in moments wandering out of the way of understanding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but yes, I can totally relate, maybe not Stoicism, but like certain philosophies, and I have several books that I've kept from those classes that's how I got there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very similarly.
And I don't know, to me, I feel like, because in Stoicism, they don't really think of, some would argue that some Stoics believe that there isn't a God, that what we believe God to be is just nature and the force of the universe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But isn't that God? You know what I mean? Maybe not.
It is,
maybe
but it's not just God.
Yeah, maybe not in the traditional sense of Christianity, but is that not God? Like,
it for sure.
The force of the universe. The universe itself, all of creation. Like, He created this.
Yeah.
God is in everything.
Yeah. But there are people that would also pray to the universe.
That is fair,
idea of the universe.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That is fair.
I'm just putting all of this out into the universe you know what I mean?
Yeah. And a lot of people at the time, especially like Marcus Aurelius was one of them that he believed God to just be nature and like the force of nature, the universe. He talks about the universe a lot.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but me, I kind of, where you are is like, to me, that just kind of is, I don't know, that kind of gives no like reason to want to be good or bad, you know?
Yeah.
And doesn't give you much of a moral compass, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But like then whenever I reached that point of Stoicism, it's just like, okay, this has served its purpose in my life.
Yeah.
You know, this was something that I needed to learn. I could have definitely learned these same teachings from the Bible. I could have, but exactly. I was so far away.
Yeah.
And like not walking that way anymore.
Yeah.
But there was always something inside me that was like yearning for it.
Yeah.
And needing it.
Yeah.
And when I found Stoicism, it was a great tool to help me.
Yeah.
But I think it was necessary to help me on my path back to God.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it served its purpose, but it's not necessarily like it. And that's like, you know, I have this tattooed because it's super important to me and it helped me in, you know, a very pivotal point in my life. But the rest of it that comes up here is going to be Christian themes centered around Christ.
Higher.
Yes, and that's what it symbolizes is, you know, God over man.
Yeah.
You know, ultimately all this is like, yes, this is very important to me, but these are not idols.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is just paying homage, but also reminding you that nothing sits higher than Christ.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 100%.
That's where I kind of came to is like, Stoicism only could get me so far because there wasn't anything deeper.
Yeah.
And life is so much deeper than that.
Exactly.
You know?
I feel that 100%.
And that's what people always talk about all the time is like, I guess like the main argument I guess people could make is just like, well, you can't, you know, see God or anything like that. It's like, you can see Him everywhere.
Yeah.
He is all around you. You just don't look for Him.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, when you start looking for Him, you see Him in everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, there's just, to me, it's just the proof is life. Like, literally, the fact that I'm sitting here talking to you and you're my best friend and the relationship we've had and the experiences we've had together and, like, you know, just like genuine like love we've had for each other, our families, our other friends outside of it is just like all that to me is like that is unexplainable.
Dude, 100%. I couldn't agree more.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's unexplainable. When I say it's unexplainable, I don't mean it's genuinely unexplainable. It's just like there is no other answer to me than God.
Yeah, same.
You know,
seriously, same. Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I guess that. We took ego straight to God.
Yeah, yeah, no, and
I feel like that's where a lot of our conversations usually end up.
Yeah,
is like centered on faith. But honestly, I would rather not have it any way. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Dude, I'm right there with you. And the things that happened to me, and just like you said, He's everywhere. Even in nature, in us sitting here, in the love that we have, in even any accomplishments that we've had and things we've prayed about that we've seen come true. Mm-hmm. It's like, what? Are you kidding me right now? Mm-hmm. How do you not believe this? You know what I mean? It's like, this dude is out here walking on water, and we're like, you're gonna tell me that guy is, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like, what? You know what I mean?
And it's crazy too that people would sit there and be like, well, you weren't alive then. How did it happen? I'm like, bro, I wasn't alive when World War II happened, but you believe that did.
Yeah, exactly. Were you alive when
there's historical record of it.
Yeah.
And you believe that.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's historical record of Jesus.
Yeah.
Living. Yeah. But you won't believe that.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
Yeah, I know. I'm right there with you. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, even if you're not like a believer in Christ, like if you go read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the Christian Gospels, those are all direct accounts of people that witnessed Jesus and his miracles. And they're written years apart, but the same. Yeah. The exact same. No mistakes anywhere. Mm-hmm. They're the exact same. How do you do that? Yeah. If you told me right now a lie that I needed to keep up for the next 20 years. Yeah. And then 20 years later, I got to tell you the exact same lie the same way you told it to me. I'm not going to be able to do that.
There's no way.
There's no way. Yeah. Much less like people coming at me and being like, if you keep saying this stuff, we're going to murder you. Mm-hmm. We're going to execute you. We're going to kill you. Mm-hmm. And being feared for my life just for keeping up a lie. Yeah. No, bro. Sorry. Yeah, your lie is not worth my life.
Yeah. Exactly. 100%.
Something had to have happened for people to have that much conviction to die for that.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
That's proof.
Yeah, and that's sick, honestly.
That's metal.
Yeah, that's metal. That's metal.
Yeah. And another thing. When people sit there and say, don't get me wrong, I know heavy metal can be kind of satanic, and a lot of bands can go that way with it. But to be honest with you, for people to say like metal is the devil's music, like no, it's not. Like, just so happens that some of those bands are kind of like they play into that for popularity's sake. Yeah. But no, like you tell me what's more metal than Christ dying on the cross? Like, bro, he had people spit on him, beat him to death, or beat him close to death, just because of what he's saying was like threatening the power that the government had.
Yeah, carrying a cross that rubbed his skin down to his freaking rib cage.
Yeah.
Then nailed to that thing with a crown of thorns jammed into his head.
And one of the like hardest things ever is whenever I can't remember his exact name, and I'm not gonna butcher it, but they're having the trial, and they were either going to let a convicted criminal go. I think he was like a murderer or something. Yeah. Or they were going to let Jesus go, and they were going to let the crowd decide which one they wanted. Yeah. Do we kill the convicted criminal, or do we kill Jesus? Yeah. The other one we're going to let go. Yeah. And the Pharisees had like tempted the crowd and riled them up to want to kill Jesus. Yeah. So he's like, are you sure you don't want this? You don't want him? He's just like telling Jesus, he's like, listen to these things they say about you. Like, I can save you. Just tell me that these things are not true. Yeah. And Jesus looked at him and says, you have no power over me. Yeah. You have no power here. Yeah. He's like, or he said, I have the power to save you. And he goes, you have no power over me. And I was just like, dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that would give me chills.
Yeah. No, that's true. And I think I saw that on George Janko's podcast. I think I've heard this story.
Well, I follow that, that Fear of the Lamb company.
Yeah.
He's posted that scene before, because that's a scene in The Passion of the Christ.
Okay.
And he tells Jesus, he's like, I have the power to save you if you can just tell me. And he just looks at him, and he says it in Aramaic. Yeah. But when he says, he's just like, you have no power over me. Yeah. And it's just like,
oh my gosh.
And when Jesus says it too, like, Jesus has already been beaten. He has a crown of thorns on his head. Yeah. Like, one eye is completely like swollen shut. Yeah. And he's just like looking at him, like barely able to stay awake. Yeah. And he's just like, you have no power over me. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, it is
Yeah, that's crazy.
hard.
Yeah, that's hard.
My God's a gangster.
yeah, dude,
You know?
For real. That's sick.
It is, yeah.
Well, I think we went fairly deep there.
We went very deep. I mean, we can run up a starting five if you want to, but I feel like that's a pretty good place to end it.
I agree.
You know,
I
don't want to talk about anything like surface level after that.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that.
You know what I
feel
mean?
you on that. Yeah, and we did put up a poll for this starting five, so we need to just do that for next episode, and then we got it.
Yeah, we got to get back on the grind. But yeah, this is we're back.
We're back,
And that's gonna be the title.
Yeah, we're back. Works for me, dude.
All right, man. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Peace.